What's happening, everyone? Davey Deathray here on this lovely Saturday, February 8th, 2025. Guys, we're here to talk a little Heart Eyes. I've been having fun. I've been fun too, but I've been having fun doing these live reviews. Once I'm settled in my new location, I'll get back into the pre-recorded reviews and all that kind of fun stuff. But life is a little crazy right now. So, just doing these live reviews is really fun. Heart Eyes is a brand new slasher film, Valentine's Day themed slasher film from Spyglass. It's got, let's see here, let me bring up the fun little IMDb, which I should have done beforehand. But like I said, life is a little crazy right now. Heart Eyes is directed by Josh Rubin, written by Philip Murphy, Christopher Landon, and Michael Kennedy. Of course, it stars Mr. Why is his name not here? This is really, really funny. Is it Mason Gooding, right? He's just not even in on the IMDb. That's really funny. Maybe they think that I'm looking at a different movie. I have no idea. We're going to go ahead and move forward here. What I'm going to do, guys, usually on the lives, I say what's up to everybody and we kind of go through that whole thing. I'm going to get to the review first. This is going to be a non-spoiler review, and then I'll say what's up to everyone and we'll chat a little bit. So let me go ahead and get going on the review here. My overall thoughts on Heart Eyes was that this movie's really fun. Doesn't take itself too seriously. I felt like the humor worked quite a bit, and I really enjoyed the high body count. The look of the killer was a lot of fun. I think that, they could have even gone a little bit further on that. We'll talk about that as we move along here. But yeah, my overall thoughts are, if you're a fan of slasher movies, especially a fan of slashers that have like a holiday theme or, something to watch, when that time of the year rolls around, I think Heart Eyes for me is going to be a yearly, February watch for sure. And something that if you enjoy those movies, I think it's well worth your time in the theater. Now, the setup and story is pretty simple. There is the Heart Eyes killer that for the last few years, once the movie starts, has been, going around the country and killing couples on Valentine's Day or around Valentine's Day. Now, our main characters work for an advertising firm that I think there's like selling jewelry, something that you don't need, something that a lot of there's a whole bunch of humor like wrapped around that part of the story, around our main characters' jobs. And basically, they're just getting to know each other. There's a little bit of a spark right there. And of course, the Heart Eyes killer gets his sights or their sights set on them as the story progresses. And you get it's a very contained story. Other than, I think the opening scene takes place like on one day, and then pretty much the rest of the movie, if I remember correctly, all takes place like on Valentine's Day, from the morning to the very, very late night / early morning the next day-ish. But a really nice, tight, contained story right there. Now, the characters and performances, I had a lot of fun with this one. I think that everybody did a pretty damn good job here. Mason Gooding is very, very charming. He's charming in the Scream movies, of course. He's just got that kind of charm about him. The main actress, for whatever reason, I think all of the information on the IMDb is completely incorrect, guys. You should check it out. It's really funny because I'm not recognizing any of these names. Oh, Olivia Holt. There she is. Finally. Olivia Holt's pretty good. I have no idea who she is. Never seen her in anything else before. Charming enough. I think the side characters have got a lot of humor to them. I laughed a lot during this watch in the theater, and it wasn't like laughing because it was bad. It was just, I felt like the humor was just kind of like the right tone for this kind of movie. Similar to something like Urban Legend from, the late 90s, a movie that, again, doesn't take itself too seriously and has a lot of fun. The mood, atmosphere, and direction, I think the mood and atmosphere is pretty good here. There's a good kind of creepy scene in a police station that works really well. There's a little bit of a scene like at a, like a carousel. I don't believe it's really like a fairgrounds, but a nice little carousel, creepy scene. An awesome drive-in scene that sort of reminded me of like the rave scene from Freddy versus Jason. So that gives you like a little bit of a hint as to what may happen there at the drive-in. But yeah, like I said, for having such a contained story, the way they handled the mood and atmosphere and the direction, I thought the film was directed great. There were some really creative kind of situations that our characters get put in with the Heart Eyes Killer, that I thought were handled really well. And, just as soon as you think that maybe you'll be able to anticipate what's going to happen, they do a little something different. So it sort of falls in line with maybe the tropes that you may expect from this kind of movie, but with a little bit of a more like creative twist there. Music and sound design. I thought the sound design was great in the film. I don't remember much of like the score or the soundtrack very much. Nothing really stood out to me as very overtly stand out-ish, but sound design was great as far as good Foley with the Hard Eyes Killer walking around, and then of course all of the sound effects when it comes to the kills and all that kind of stuff was great. The visual effects and the kills were a lot of fun. There are somewhere around like 20 kills in this movie, so I know I said non-spoiler. I won't tell you who and what and when, but I was pretty impressed because once you get, even once you're about 20 minutes in, I was like, all right, well, this is already giving Jason Voorhees a run for his money here. So I really enjoyed that. I thought the visual effects were really good too. Of course, there's got to be some CGI in there that's mixed in, but some really good practical effects as well. Some shots where you can tell that it's like a really well-crafted physical object that is within camera. So they did a really good job with that one. I would say, like, as far as the Heart Eyes Killer goes, we see him with the red eyes there to my right, and they really only use the infrared red eyes, I think, in one scene in the movie. And there were plenty scenes where it was like kind of dark out. Or dark within the location that they were at. I was hoping to see a little bit more of the lit up red eyes. That would have been really cool. If this movie ends up getting a sequel, then hopefully they kind of lean into that a little bit more. That was something that I definitely could have used a little more of, especially because it was used in the marketing a little bit more than not. So the climax here in the movie, there's a really cool, almost like false ending, and then you get your for real ending. It's a whodunit slasher, so there is a little bit of like a mystery element, trying to guess, who's who and who may be the Heart Eyes Killer. I felt like ultimately the reveal, which is a really, really difficult thing to do in a whodunit, the reveal to me seemed a little bit like, what? Like, really? But not distracting. It wasn't like Scream 6 where I felt like I was lied to the whole entire movie or anything like that. It was just one of those things where I think when you write a whodunit, and maybe this is what they did, but like if I were to write a whodunit, I would start with the reveal and start with that climax and that end, and I would go back from there and find a way to sort of really tie it all together. There are some breadcrumbs and some clues along the way, so if you're paying attention, you'll have some sort of idea of what's going on, but they still find a way to give you an element of surprise there at the end as well. So again, a movie that's not taking itself seriously, not even taking itself as seriously as most of the Scream movies. So when we get to the end and we have that reveal, I guess like I was giving the movie some grace because it was so much fun, and I didn't think that it was going out there trying to change the world or anything like that. So yeah, those are I'll go back to just sort of overall thoughts. Again, really enjoyed this one. Well worth the price of admission to go see it in the theater. Am I like freaking out the way I was when I saw Thanksgiving in 2023? No. I'm maybe about halfway there. I would like to see a follow-up though, because we don't have many Valentine's Day themed slasher films. Both of the My Bloody Valentine movies were dead ends. Valentine from '01 was a dead end, and rightly so, because that movie's just not very good. Like, let's be honest. If that movie, I would say that Heart Eyes is the best Valentine's Day themed slasher I've seen since My Bloody Valentine 1981. That's kind of, where I land there. So I guess I would say about 3 stars, maybe 3.25. And I think that what could be really fun is if this movie does well and they end up making a sequel, I think they could make the sequel even better. I think that's one of the really cool things about some of these slashers that come out. Like, I'm expecting Thanksgiving 2 to be better than the first one because it doesn't have to do the whodunit thing. Heart Eyes is probably going to have to go in a little bit of a different direction for a sequel, but there are plenty of people out there that hate Valentine's Day. So I think that you could make sequels to this in this franchise for quite a while. But I want to know what you guys think. If you've seen the film, let me know down in the comments below. I've seen that most people enjoyed this for what it was. I've seen a few people that, don't want to see anything else from Heart Eyes, but I had a lot of fun. I usually don't crack up a lot in the theater unless I'm watching like a goofball comedy. I laughed a lot here in the theater. Like, I had a lot of fun with just the little awkward moments and all that kind of stuff. I've seen some people say that it's like a Hallmark movie meets a slasher, and there's a little bit of that for sure. It's not it's not as corny and flat as a lot of those Hallmark movies, but I totally get it, because basically there's a young woman with like a really good job, but she's struggling, and this guy comes in from out of town, and he's supposed to basically fix what she screwed up at her job, and then they end up having like the meet cute and all that. So yeah, there are those like Hallmark movie elements, but once you get past that first act of the movie, it really does feel like a fun, running away from the killer slasher. So I had a good time. I'll say a strong 3 out of 5 stars for me. And yeah, the best Valentine's Day themed slasher movie I've seen since My Bloody Valentine 1981. And those are my final thoughts. Thank you so much for tuning in to the live review. I'm going to jump on over to the chat and see what you guys think. Let's see here. There's so many chats in here, so let me catch up. And I do have a poll in the chat there, because I'm in my traveling studio. I'm sort of in between spots right now. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, do I just need to put the channel on pause? I feel discombobulated quite a bit, and I always want to give you guys the genuine article, 100% of me every time I'm on here. I feel like once I hit the live button and we go live, I get more comfortable as we go. But I just want to know what you guys think, what your input is, if you think I should put a pause on everything until I'm in my new spot or not. Just because I want to make sure I'm giving you the best content possible while I'm in my a little bit of a transition here. So looks like 84% of 19 people say yes, we love the content, and 16% of people are like, no, wait until you're settled, which is fair. I mean, I want to make sure that it makes sense for you guys for sure. We got Big Rod in the chat, one of our great channel members. Great to see ya. We got Antonis, another great channel member as well. We got Andy Radu in the house. Paula Fitzhenry, another great channel member. Gory Tiger, what's happening, Gory? Great to see ya, always. Sam from Our Life in Horror says, love Heart Eyes. Yeah, I had a lot of fun too, Sam. I think I'm interested to know how it'll age for me when I see it like a second or third time. Now that, any of these movies that have a whodunit element, once you know how it all wraps up and all the kills and everything, it's always fun to watch it again and see if it holds up, if it ages well. We got Lamontre Gillard, one of our great channel members. What's happening, Lamontre? Aaron Click in the house. What's happening, Aaron? Great to see ya. We got Gene Whitacombe. Well, I'm trying to keep it together, Gene. How are you doing? Hope you're having a great, great day. We got Little Michael Myers in the chat, one of our amazing channel members. How are you doing, Little Mikey? Hope you're having a great weekend so far, man. Let's see here. Yeah, Mason Gooding was great. Guys, it is funny. Go over to IMDb and look up Heart Eyes, because it's like they list all of I guess they're extras, because I don't recognize any of the people, because I think Jordana Brewster's in this movie, Devon Sawa's in the film. Not seeing any of them listed on the IMDb on the front page. It's really, really funny. Let's see here. If I need time for readjustment, we will stay strong till you return. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind jumping in and doing vids for you guys as long as you feel like you're getting a good quality product and having a good time, you know, while I'm in between places. Then that's what matters to me. Yeah, his mask is kind of like the collector with hearts. Yeah, it's sort of got like almost looks like a football, Sam, kind of like a skin a little bit. Yeah, and I do again. Just I'll bring it back up. The lit up eyes. I wanted to see more of that. I watched one of our great channel members, Dean Renner, has a channel called Enter the Cinevault. He had done a review of the film. Check it out over on his channel. And he had mentioned that really they just use the infrared eyes like once. I thought there was like some good opportunity in other spots in the movie to use that. But yeah, very collector. I noticed the Heart Eyes Killer has a very wide leg stance. I'm like, oh, they're really trying to like make it super ambiguous as to who this could be. What's happening, Ashton? Great to see you. How are you doing, Kyle Curtis? Always a pleasure, my guy. Let's see who else is in the chat. My Chunky Jordy. Yep, finally not a stream that's at 3 a.m. for Gina out there across the pond in the UK. We got Jamie Hart, our original Death Squad mod and channel member. Hope you're doing well, Jamie. What's happening, Shay? Shooting a little vid with Shay tomorrow morning. It's not going to be a live. We're just doing a pre-recorded vid. That's going to be really fun. Shay, if you're okay with it, I'll let the people know what we're going to be talking about so they can keep an eye out for that. Guys, if you don't sub already over at Shay Rants, check out his channel and think about throwing him a sub. Really, really great stuff. A young buck out there in the UK doing his thing. We got Sippin' Ice in the chat. What's happening, Sippin'? Says, Heart Eyes isn't a perfect or groundbreaking movie, but it was a great time with some great chemistry between the leads. I think that's perfectly said. Yeah, it's not going to change the world or anything like that, but well worth the time watching it. If you're a slasher fan, check this one out in the theater. You know, we need movies that are a little more this flavor than some of the other flavors. I would hate to see this movie or the potential for a franchise die out here with something that could get more fun and better as we go on. T. Parker says, perfect way to describe Heart Eyes is it's a Hallmark slasher movie that pays homage to classic tropes from popular rom-coms and slashers, particularly Jason Voorhees with hints of Scream. Definitely got a Jason Voorhees vibe because the Heart Eyes Killer uses a whole bunch of weapons, but a machete is one of the big ones for sure. Let's see here. The winery and drive-in kills were Little Michael Myers' faves. Yeah, those were some really fun scenes, man. This movie, it gives you a heck of a good time. Madison Daniels. Madison, is this your first time in the chat? Maybe it is. If so, welcome. Everyone make Madison feel welcome here. You're kicking it with the Death Squad. Madison says this film deserves to be to have a sequel. In fact, should be up with Art, Jason, and Michael. May take some time to get up there, but I would love to see a sequel. I'll take a couple sequels. Why the heck not? Yeah, I wish there were more Valentine slashers to really love. I do really enjoy the original My Bloody Valentine. I'm kind of lukewarm on My Bloody Valentine 09. I don't think it's bad or anything. I really didn't enjoy Valentine from 01. I know, maybe I sound like a jerk. I think it could have been really good, but it just comes off as like a kind of a TV movie kind of feel with a couple decent kill scenes. There you go. Boo, I love Valentine's and I'll say it proudly. Well, yeah, sometimes for some of us we love it, and then there are some years where it's tough to love it. Yeah. Thanksgiving is the better movie, but Heart Eyes has better likable characters, cinematography, atmosphere, and slasher look. Oh, interesting. I disagree, but yeah, I think that Heart Eyes was really fun, T. Parker. And yeah, I think Heart Eyes, yeah, I don't know. There's something about Thanksgiving that, you know, sometimes a movie just sort of hits you in a way that I didn't really expect much from Thanksgiving, and it just kind of knocked my socks off for sure. I like the kills featured in the trailer. Are there any kills more brutal than those two? I only watched the teaser trailer, Antonis, so I didn't watch the second trailer because I didn't want to see anything else. Yeah, more brutal. Yeah, I would say so. I'd say this movie's got a little something for everyone, for sure. It doesn't really venture into Terrifier territory, but more like Friday the 13th for sure. Yeah, I really like the look of the killer as well. I want more of those, more of that infrared eye for sure. 4.5 out of 5 for Sam. That is very high praise. That's awesome. Maybe I'm being a jerk by saying 3 out of 5. I think a sequel could be 4 out of 5 for me, for sure. Oh, thank you so much, Gene. Really appreciate you. Gina says, I need Heart Eyes to be released on physical media to be able to watch. Well, there you go. You know, this summer, probably sometime. Adrian James, what's happening, Adrian? Great to see ya. Jamie says, I love your streams and would like you to continue, but I do completely understand, or understand completely if you need a break. Yeah, you know, not so much about needing a break, although I guess that would be kind of nice just with how wild everything has been in my life lately. But I love hanging out with you guys. Really, I just, as long as you guys are enjoying it, I'm here. I'm just working at the record store pricing records as I listen and watch the stream. Hell yeah, Aaron. Holy cow, we got a $4.99 super chat from Coy. Mr. Happy Sanjo says, shut up and make the content. You got it, Coy. I'll keep it up, man. I'll keep it up. It seems like I can go ahead and close the poll because 20 votes and we're at 85% of you want me to continue and only 15% don't. So I'm going to roll with the 85% that say they would like me to keep on going. Yeah, there you go. Thank you so much for the $4.99, Coy. Really appreciate you, man. Oh, yeah, they go order of appearance. Yeah, I think that's stupid. Come on, IMDb. Always do order of importance, not order of appearance. Come on. Mark from Tales from the Shelf. Great channel over there, Tales from the Shelf. Mark says, I really enjoyed this movie. Me too, Mark. I had a really fun time. I'm curious to know if it'll go up or down on subsequent views. I don't want to get in any kind of spoiler territory. There are certainly a couple of things in this movie that if they were even better, I probably would have knocked it up to something like a 4 or something like that. You know, Sam from Our Life in Horror, I'm curious to know. I try not to watch reviews until I do my review. But I'm curious to know, you know, her detailed thoughts on that because she said 4 out of 5 out of 5. There are a couple things, though, that just didn't land for me as much. But I don't want to say any more than that because I don't want to spoil anything or like ruin anyone's expectations. Boom, there it is. Mark says I have a video coming soon on Valentine 01. Guys, I did a review of the 2 My Bloody Valentine movies last year and Valentine from 01. So if you haven't seen those, that was when the channel was super teeny tiny, maybe 350 subs or something like that. Right now, we've just crossed 1,300. The My Bloody Valentine reviews were really fun to do. And the Valentine review, I tear into that one. That one is a lot of fun. Not trying to toot my own horn. Sometimes when you do pre-recorded vids, it's tough to like really know if your personality's coming across. And on that one, when I've revisited it, I'm like, that one was really fun. I kind of liked ripping on that movie a little bit. Let's see here. Davey, I need you on the channel. Hit me up. All right, Coy, you know where to find me, man. You know where to find me. Just reach on out. Brendan says 4 out of 5 for him. Okay. Jordan Decker, one of our great channel members. What's happening? Jordan says my wrists usually get quite the workout on Valentine's Day. That being said, hey, Davey. Well, hey, what's up, Jordan? You know, and feel free to give yourself a break. You know, do something for you on Valentine's Day. Give your wrists a break there. Yeah, I don't know if it's dark or perverted or maybe a little bit of both. There you go. I don't like watching reviews till mine's out too. Don't worry. Yeah, I watched Dean's review, but we had already kind of talked about it a little bit. But yeah, I just avoid everyone else's. I mean, I guess especially until I watch the movie, I really avoid them. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to check that out when I'm done here. No worries, Matthew. That's awesome that you're watching from work. Thank you so much. Don't get in trouble now. Don't get in trouble. There you go. You guys throwing some love to each other. Really enjoy seeing that. That's how amazing this community is. You know, as I've gone through this weird, you know, time in my life over the last like 6 or 7 or 8 months or whatever, you know, kept a lot of it like close to the vest. I know I've sort of hinted at it with you guys, but you guys have been absolutely amazing. It's that kind of support that, you know, Coy is throwing over to Sam and Brendan that is, really sweet, keeps me coming back for more, and you know, makes me feel better when stuff is really tough. Yeah, so this has been really fun. I don't know how much longer I'm going to hang out here, guys. Really, I just wanted to jump on, do the quick live review, let you guys know my thoughts. I know usually when I jump on a live, I'm hanging out for like 2 hours and just consuming your entire afternoon. But I think this one will be, you know, relatively chill here. Andy says, "Hey, Davey, wanted to ask that video you made from the theater. Was that the poster? What was the poster? I think that's the new Final Destination movie, Andy. I'm actually going through those movies because I had only seen the first two. And then recently, maybe about a year ago, I watched the original. Just watched the second a couple nights ago. Just watched the third last night. I know a lot of people like that third movie. I'm like, I heard the fourth one's really bad. I'm going to watch that one today. We'll see how that goes. I've heard the fifth one is pretty all right, and I know all about the twist and everything at the end. I'm trying to just watch them all to sort of get ready for the new one. Final Destination is a franchise that doesn't really do too much for me, unfortunately. I think so far the second one's my favorite. But yeah, we'll see. Antona says, "Is it true that Hard Eyes does not give horror vibes during the beginning of the movie? I heard it does not." Just no, that's not true at all. Nope. It is absolutely a horror slasher film. And yeah, no, it gives horror vibes almost all the way throughout. There's probably 10 minutes in the first act where they do some of the developing, but it's not the beginning of the movie. The beginning of the movie is very strong and very horror. Antonis. Can't wait to see the new Final Destination movie. Yeah. That skull that in the poster was chomping on your head, Davey. I know. I barely made it out alive, dudes. Maybe I'm going to be part of the real life Final Destination story. We'll see. Yeah, that's the trailer for that Final Destination movie there. The tanning beds was pretty fun. I was surprised that there was nudity because I don't think the first two movies have any. So I was like, oh, shoot, a little bit of nudity. I'll always take a little bit of nudity, especially in a slasher film. Yeah, there's a couple good kills. I just think there's something about the Final Destination movies that seem pretty clumsy. And yeah, I don't know, kind of little TV movie kind of vibes for me. Yeah, I guess, yeah, they just seem a little amateurish. I don't know. Well, you did yourself a huge favor because you have seen some legendary movies on the big screen. Oh, we're talking to Jamie. Jamie's seen every movie in the theater, guys. I don't know if you knew this, but she's seen every single one. Final Destination is one of T. Parker's favorite horror franchises. His ranking is 1, 3, 5, 2, 4. 4 is bad, but still entertaining. Is that the 3D one, the 4? Oh, who doesn't, Jordan, right? The tanning bed's insured. I'd never tan again. Yeah, well, you know, don't leave your, you know, perspiring drink above an electric box. And then it's very, very bad luck that the CD shelf like just happened to land perfectly between the two beds and keep the beds from being able to be opened. Very, very, very bad luck. Yes. What do I say? Butts, boobs, and blood. You know, that's every slasher should have that. Absolutely, Ashton, of course. You got to have that element there. I mean, I understand we live in a different age. We can always go back and watch those movies that have that. And then for the kids, for the youngsters, like little Michael Myers in the chat, like when I was a kid, I watched all these movies on television. So I never saw like the gore or any of the nudity and all that kind of stuff until I was a lot older and able to rent them from the video store. So I do think there's something to be said for, yeah, not having the innocence of childhood ruined. But yeah, speaking from an adult perspective, give me all you got if you're going to give me a rated R movie. You know what I mean? Final Destination 4 and 5 were filmed in 3D, but 4 prioritized the 3D gimmick. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and I think that's kind of the element of Final Destination that's the hook, right? It's like in A Nightmare on Elm Street, of course, Freddy's like a very, you know, entertaining character, but like the kills were so creative and maybe not like experimental, but just, yeah, much more creative than Halloween or Friday the 13th. And I feel like Final Destination kind of picked up that baton of doing the more creative kills. I did feel like while watching 3, I was like, some of these seem pretty abrupt. Whereas like 2, the first 2, I think they're a little more like there's a really nice build-up on the kills, for sure. Ooh, you should look it up, Andy. They're really, really fun. Sam met Eli Roth in October and talked to him about nudity and horror. He said people don't want it anymore. He originally wanted the cheerleader in Thanksgiving topless, and they took it out. Yeah, when he says people don't want it anymore, he probably means producers, or there's some sort of pressure. I don't know. Maybe it's just something that Spyglass isn't really into. I don't really think it would turn off the audience members. Who knows? There's all, we go through so many cultural shifts like every decade or so. So that could always swing back around, Sam. And we could, I don't know who they are either. I would imagine the people that are funding the film wanted him to take that out. Cool. I'm looking forward to finishing out that franchise and checking out finishing what's there in the franchise and checking out the new film here on May 16th. All right, guys. Well, we've gone just over a half hour. I don't know if you guys have any questions for me. I can answer some questions. I'm not going to do any spoilers on Heart Eyes, but if you want to ask any non-spoiler questions about that, please feel free. Just got to wet my whistle there. Otherwise, I'm just going to enjoy the rest of the afternoon here and get my body ready to consume chili, chips, dips, wings, veggies, and maybe a little bit of beer for the Super Bowl tomorrow. But let's see what you guys got. Big Rod says, damn, I just realized how long it's been since I watched YouTube on a PC versus a phone. Do you have YouTube? Do you have YouTube Premiere? Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. Do you have the Premiere? So can you like shut the screen off on your phone, Big Rod? To me, that was a game changer. Jamie Hart was at the Round Hay Garden Scene, 1888, eating buttered popcorn in the front row. I don't know. Round Hay Garden Scene. I don't know what that is. I feel like such an idiot now. Do you actually get to see the Heart Eyes Killer get unmasked at the end? They do give you a reveal, Antonis, and that's all I'll say. Happy birthday, King Matthew III. Everybody wish King Matthew III a happy 18th birthday. Hope you're having a good one, man. Hope you are having a good one. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. 1888. Did they have movies back then? Don't even know. Coy drops a $9.99 super chat, says, just want to say sorry for the stuff you're going through. You're handling some pretty difficult stuff with grace, and as a friend of mine who is older than me, it's a great example. Love you, bro. Thank you so much, Coy. Love you too, man. It's I'll just say this. My family has been extremely supportive in every single way possible. So I'm very, very fortunate to have that support system there. I've got you guys, every time I jump into a live, it feels good to escape and hang out with you guys. And then there's certain people in the community, that I'm just a little closer with that I've been able to confide in as well. So, all the support has been amazing. I'll probably, I've thought about this for a while, guys, just about really how much to let out and how much to keep in. And ultimately, this is kind of how I feel about it, is certain stuff I've just got to keep private because I just think that's the right thing to do. And I think I've kind of hinted and let you guys know enough. And I also don't want to drag my personal business into the channel too much. So I know I'm kind of doing that right now. But I just, at some point, I knew I'd have to address this, in a greater way. I just wanted to let you guys know, the support from you guys, from my family, from my friends, it has been absolutely incredible. Every day things are getting better. I am fucking determined to make sure that this next chapter of my life is the best one yet. And I want you guys to be a big part of that. So that's what I'll say about all that stuff. And, the people who know me, or know me, on a little bit of a deeper level, know what's up. But I feel like sometimes it's good to have a little bit of that separation and not just air out every little thing. So really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support, Koi, you know, the emotional support, the friendship, and of course, you know, throwing the $9.99 super chat. You are amazingly generous, not just here on the Davey Death Ray channel, but you are incredible all over the horror community, man. Koi and I got to hang out at H45 about a year and a half ago. You know, I only knew him as Happy Sanjo from Dave McRae's chat. So it was really cool to meet somebody in person that you got to know through a chat room. And, Koi's a really fun guy, fun loving, and a sweet, sweet person. So thank you so much, Koi. Really appreciate you. Ooh, T. Parker. I'm really looking forward to the monkey as well. I love Rowan Campbell. I think you know how I feel about him. And I really enjoy Oz Perkins' directing style. I think, and what's cool about the monkey is it doesn't, you know, Oz is kind of known, you know, Longlegs is pretty arty, kind of auteurish. But it's really cool that the monkey it looks like a totally different flavor. I love being able to see creative people stretch their muscles, do a little something different, not feel like they get, you know, pigeonholed because something that they do is so like stylistic. I mean, the monkey certainly looks like it has its style, but it doesn't just look like, oh, here's another movie like Longlegs. You know what I mean? So really looking forward to that. And yeah, it looks like it does have a little bit of that Final Destination, that kind of like Fate finds a way sort of you know, mode of kills. Although I will say this again, I've only seen the teaser because I don't want anything ruined for me. Let's see here. Yeah, I am gonna go watch that one, Little Michael Myers. In fact, here, let's have a little fun. Do you guys want to hang out for a little bit? Let me know in the chat. Throw the hearts out there, or a thumbs up, or let me know in the chat if you want to hang out for another like 20 minutes or so. What I can do here for you. Let me see. I'll watch and review the monkey. So here we go. Let's see. 5 super chats of $5 or more. How about we do 10 super chats, $2? I don't know. 5 super chats of $2 or more. I'm just going to start a little goal, guys. If you want to see me, I would love to go see the monkey. Not every movie I watch do I really feel like I have to do a review on. But if you guys want me to go watch the monkey and do a review of it, help me buy my ticket. Just help me buy the ticket. I'll pay part of it too. Let's see here. Happy birthday to King Matthew. Love seeing that. Happy birthday, King. There we go. Boom. We got some hugs from Cody Snyder, our great Death Squad mod and channel member, and a dear friend. Thank you so much for the $2, Cody. Hugging right back at you, man. I'm a big squeezer. My mom says I give the best hugs, but I'm guessing everyone's mom says that about them, right? Gina says Jamie has seen everything in the cinema since before she was born. She is timeless, right? Jamie has been in before she was born. She was there ethereally in spirit. Yes, it's all true. More happy birthdays for King Matthew. Love seeing it. I already know. Way to ruin my weekend, Davey. Love you too, man. Really appreciate you. Great tattoo that you got there, Jordan. The golden snitch. You know, in honor of your father. It's a really good looking work that they put on you, man. Beautiful tattoo. Only person I got to meet off Facebook in person was Butch Patrick when he stopped over to the town I live in. Yeah, he was Butch Patrick was Eddie Munster. Is that right? Cheers to new chapters. Thank you so much, Big Rod. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. Love you guys so much. You know, Jamie, Jordan's always saying weird shit. It's just the way he is. He's just a fun guy. Hell yeah, you guys want to hang out a little bit? There you go. That tattoo is awesome. Yes, it is. Yeah, you got to give a good old bear hug, you know. Sometimes pick them up, crack their back a little bit. That's always fun too, you know. I'm a big fan of that one. Thank you so much, Sam. Really appreciate you. Yeah, you guys are amazing, man. Love the community here on YouTube. Love it so much. Thank you, Gene. Really appreciate you. Yeah, you know, we can hang out. We can not hang out. I don't know. if there's a topic you guys want to discuss, throw it out there in the chat. That doesn't have to do with spoiling Hard Eyes, of course. Are you guys, how about this? It has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that tomorrow's Super Bowl Sunday. Let me know if you're going to be watching the big game, who you're rooting for, and what your favorite Super Bowl snack is. Are you like a pig in a blanket person? Wings? You like the veggies? Just chips and guac or chips and salsa? Maybe like a giant sub sandwich cut into a bunch of pieces. We're going to do... my Uncle Al, who just recently passed, has a chili recipe. He was an award-winning chili maker in Texas, even. Numerous times won awards there. So my brother is going to cook up 10 pounds of meat and make chili with my Uncle Al's recipe. So that's going to be like the main dish at the Super Bowl. And I think he even got some like Trader Joe's, like their version of like Fritos. And it's tough for me. Like, I think I'm going to root for the Eagles here. I'm a Redskins fan. The Eagles are a divisional opponent, but it's always kind of nice when your division wins the Super Bowl. You sort of feel like, it's good for the division. And, we had lost to them in the NFC Championship game. So if they end up winning the Super Bowl, then at least we lost to the best. Maybe that takes the sting away a little bit. And, I mean, the Chiefs have won so much. They're probably going to be back to the Super Bowl next year. Like, they can lose one every once in a while, right? Let's see here. Sam says, what type of holiday themes do you like most in horror? I really do like the Christmas horror movies. I don't think there are enough good ones. So the ones that I like, I really enjoy. And then every year it's like I'm able to watch a couple Christmas horror movies that I've never seen before because there's kind of a lot. Not a lot of great ones, but there's kind of a lot. So I think Christmas is probably my favorite, other than, of course, Halloween's my favorite slasher franchise. So I love, a good, even if it's not specifically Halloween, just like a good fall atmosphere kind of horror movie for sure. But yeah, I'll go Christmas, and Thanksgiving's probably going to make Thanksgiving number 2 here pretty soon. Andy's going to be watching the Puppy Bowl. There you go. Ashton, damn sure ain't rooting for the Chiefs. There you are. Sam's gonna make hot crab dip and Greek feta dip tomorrow, and my friends are doing wings and mac and cheese. Hell yeah! Are you guys big NFL fans, Sam, or just getting together for the fun of it? Antonis is gonna watch it just for the commercials and the movie trailers. Yeah, it used to be like special. The controllers. The commercials used to be a lot more special, but now I feel like a lot of them you can just watch probably on YouTube. I'm there for the game and the food and the family. Yeah. Yeah, man. Jamie, I'm so sorry. The Bills have a really, really tough time getting in there. I feel bad for the AFC teams. Fortunate to be a Redskins fan as their NFC, and it looks like we are well on our way to being, rising stars of our conference. Big Rod's going to watch one half at his dad's, one half at his mom's. Don't care who wins, but I'm going for the record on hot wings tomorrow. What's the record, Big Rod? How many are you trying to eat? Let me know. Let's get as much of the group together as we can. I'm a few sheets into the wind as of now, so it could be fun. Yeah, let's get that going on our little Facebook chat that we got going there. Jamie, I've seen the original Suspiria. I've not seen the remake. I watched a review of it, so I kind of know what happens. And man, the remake looks really good. And what's cool about how the remake looks is it looks like, sort of like Dawn of the Dead 04. Like they take a couple of the elements from the original, but they build their own story from within there. That's what it looks like the remake did, which I certainly appreciate because it's really tough just to do a straight up remake. But I do really like the original, the surrealism, the color. Dario Argento back then really had a really nice style. And I think I saw Suspiria the first time I saw it. I was probably a teenager and was like, what the heck is this? Because it didn't really feel like a horror movie to me at that age. I always thought horror was like slashers and like, a little less ambiguous. But I've seen the original Suspiria a couple times. I do really like it. Of course, soundtracks. I think does Goblin do the soundtrack to that one? Really good stuff. But I do need to watch the remake. I think the remake's like 2.5 hours long, maybe even longer. So that's probably one of the big reasons I haven't watched it. I have a tough time with long run times, as you know. We need some New Year's slashers. Yes, T. Parker is friggin' dead on. Why don't they do a Scream movie that takes place during New Year's? That would be really cool. I mean, New Year's Evil is fun. I will say that. New Year's Evil is really fun, actually. I just watched it for the first time this last year. Watched it, and then the very next day we did a watch party here on the channel. So check that out if you want to. I think for like the year that it came out and everything, because all the tropes weren't like as embedded in the subgenre at that point, I really enjoyed New Year's Evil. I thought it was fun. It is odd sometimes you go back and you watch those slashers if they don't wear a mask, or you find out they don't do a whodunit element. I just think there's something that's that helps add a layer of tension if you're not seeing the killer's face. And in New Year's Evil, you're seeing the killer's face. Like, who the killer is, but like the other people don't. And yeah, I think it would play better for sure. If they ever remade New Year's Evil, I'd put a mask on that guy. But New Year's Evil, really fun. Let's see here. Yeah, Andy, keep it clean. I'm not seeing what everyone's saying, but Jamie's got mod power, so play nice. No interest in the NFL at all, our friends are. Nice. Well, that's really sweet of you guys to I think that's the cool thing about the Super Bowl, is it just like it does bring people together. It feels like a holiday. So even if you're not religious for football, you can still enjoy it as a secular holiday. Yeah. Let's see here, Davey. There might be more food Christmas horror movies than you realize. Or good. Okay, yeah. Good Christmas horror movies. There are a ton under the radar ones that are decent. Yeah, I've seen some that are like, this last year I watched a couple that were decent enough for sure. Christmas Bloody Christmas had its moments. It's a Wonderful Knife had some moments as well. But yeah, I mean, I think there are a lot, especially in the 80s. I think that's what I'm referring to, Aaron, is just a lot of the schlocky, low budget Christmas horror movies from the 80s. And next year we're getting another Silent Night, Deadly Night, I believe. So, they remade that one in 2012, and here we are 13 years later, and we're going to get another one. So we'll see. Jordan, behave. No. Yeah, that's exactly what I've heard. I think that's the way to go if you're going to remake a movie. Absolutely. Yeah. Ryan Olashow, what's happening, Ryan? Really like the remake as well. Davey, once you see all the naked ladies, you won't care about the movie length. Oh, enough said, Jamie. Enough said. I'll go ahead and make that happen then. I'll try to behave unlike Mr. Decker there in the chat. The remake of Suspiria is decent, but it is so slow. I have to dock it several points. I'm not even guilty of a short attention short attention span, but wow, that movie is dry. Yeah, it seems like the kind of movie you have to be in the mood for sure. Yeah. Uncle Sam would be considered a 4th of July movie. Absolutely. I've seen that one. It's been a long damn time, but I saw that, maybe the same year it came out on VHS. What's happening? Eli Cortez, one of our great Death Squad Mods channel members and amazing community members. Hope you're doing well, Eli. Always great to see you. Love you, buddy. Appreciate you jumping on in. Also, I would watch the Super Bowl, but my team isn't in it. I go for the Dallas Cowboys. That's a rough one. It's I'm a Redskins fan, so it's been a while for both of us, King Matthew. Ashton's rewatching Cobra Kai, getting ready for the final episode. Super Bowl who? Yeah, I've never watched Cobra Kai. Yeah, Antonis. Oh, yeah, the Rams won it 3 years ago. And the Rams won it back in 2001. And the 49ers have won it 3 or 4 times. And the Raiders, when they were in Oakland, they won it at least once back in 83. I think they won it in the 70s as well. At least they went to a couple Super Bowls in the 70s. So, yeah, California's had plenty of success in the big game. Sam says, I actually had fun with the Silent Night remake we got from 2010s, the Woodchopper. Yeah, that is a good one. That one, it's fun enough for what it is. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a bad movie, for sure. Yeah. CK does my dude dirty as hell. What's CK? What am I missing here? Calvin Klein? Oh, Cobra Kai. All right, folks, let's see. Where are we at? We're about 50 minutes. Thank you so much for the reminder, Eli. Yeah, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Become a channel member for just 99 cents a month. Once I'm settled into my new studio, we're going to really ramp up that members-only content. And yeah, share the channel with somebody who you think would dig this kind of content, for sure. I think that's going to wrap it up here for this one, guys. Let's see here. So we didn't make the goal for the Monkey review, but I'm still interested in watching it. So I will go check it out at the theater. I'll do a short for you guys. Yeah, probably just keep it at that, but I'm really looking forward to that one. Love me some Rowan Campbell, so want to see how he is in that one as well. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching this after the fact, really appreciate you. Jump on down in the comments below. Let me know what you think of Heart Eyes from 2025. Shout out to everyone hanging out in the chat, all the subscribers, our Patreon members, our channel members, and our amazing Death Squad mods. Guys, right now, membership is at 92 members. It would be really cool to break past that 100 member count. So if you're feeling the calling, you can always gift memberships, and they just get gifted out to random people that have frequented the channel. So, that membership that you gift is going to go to somebody that you're probably hanging out with in the chat already. So really appreciate you guys. Hope you have a fun and safe Super Bowl Sunday. I don't know when I'll be back. At least Wednesday. Going to be back at 3 p.m. Eastern with Dean Renner from Enter the Cinevault. We're going to talk Valentine's Day horror. So we're going to talk Heart Eyes a little bit. We'll talk the 2 My Bloody Valentine movies. We'll talk Valentine from 01. And we might even talk about what we want and what we can expect to see from Blumhouse's remake of My Bloody Valentine that I believe will be coming out in February of 2026. So that's going to wrap it up for me this time around. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out. Oh, you know what? Before we go, I do want to just show some love to the folks that threw out super chats. We had $4.99 from Coy. Thank you so much, Coy. Another $9.99 from Coy as well, and a $2 from Cody Snyder. So thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate all the support you throw at the channel. You guys made January the most financially successful month of the channel so far. So couldn't have done it obviously without you guys. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.